Wow, look at all that candy. What in the world is she gonna do with all that candy? Well, I'm gonna show you. It will involve Gatorade, styrofoam ball, curling ribbon, tape, hot glue gun, and you need to make sure that you have plenty of glue sticks because it does take a good amount of glue to do this. So the first thing I'm gonna do is take the bottle and hot glue the styrofoam ball to the top. And I'm gonna use a generous amount because I wanna make sure that it sticks really good. So I'll apply some pressure. All right, now the next thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some curling ribbon, and you need to roll off a good amount of it. If it's too long, you know, that's not a problem. You can curl it. If you choose to trim it a little bit, you know, go for it. I hope I've got enough. I believe I got enough. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wrap this around. Now, this is where the glue or the tape comes in handy. I cut a sliver of tape. And you need to make sure that you got invisible tape because you really don't want to see the tape. So I tape it in place. That in the middle of the styrofoam ball. So let me retape it over here. And I've got it kind of tight. So now when I get to the bottom, I can better work with tying it off. So you see there? All right, what I'm gonna do here is make sure that's good and tight. Pull that tight. Pull this tight. And I'm going to tape this down. And again, the whole purpose of me doing this is to make sure that the styrofoam ball stays in place when it's being handled. You don't want it to break off. So now I'll tie the loose ends up. Now this, I just simply curl it, and it just kind of adds to the decor. Okay, so I've taped it on the bottom to keep that in place. I've got it taped on a couple of sides. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna tape the other two sides down. And you cannot see the tape. So that's one reason why you wanna make sure that you're using tape that disappears, it's invisible. So that's the first step. Now, the next step is adding all that candy. I need to do is figure out where the front of the bottle is, and it will be right here. Now, you see that it's got the information on the nutrients, all that kind of stuff here, and I don't really like that showing. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cover it up with the Valentine candy heart box. So I'll just put it there, and I'll put it where it's even, and that gives it a little bit more stability too. You know, why am I worried about the stability of it when they're gonna be digging into it and eating it? Well, I'm making it now, and I'll have it on hand. When I say I'm making it now, this is the 26th 2nd, I believe, January 20th. It's on a Monday. We're still in Steinhatchee. And so I've got to make sure that it stays in place from now until Valentine's Day. So that's why I do it, for stability. And another thing is I deliver Everly and Ella's to their school, and just in transport and so forth, which, you know, it's only 2 of them, but the reasoning is for stability. Okay. You can put whatever kind of candy you want on this. With the candy that I bought, I divvied it up, and I'm going to use 3 of the candy lollipops, 2 M&Ms. I have enough that I can put more than 3 Skittles, but that's what I'm going to start off with, is 3 Skittles. 2 of the caramel cream, 3 of the little mini Tootsie Rolls, 6 of the Hershey Kisses, got a Twix bar and a Snicker bar. I've got the Starlight Mints, and I've got plenty of them, so I can add as many as I want. One thing, I've made these before. I've made these for their Valentines for many years. When Gary and I had our own little grocery store, I would make these and take orders. And so, you know, you just can put whatever you want on it. But what I have found is that the more of these that stick up, like the lollipops or the Tootsie Roll Pops, things like that, it you know, kind of gives it a little bit more of an expanse, and it just makes it look better. I'm going to begin by taking the lollipops, and I'm going to put 1 in the top at the middle, or at the center, I guess would be the right way. And I don't hot glue these in, I just stick them in. And then I'm going to put 1 angling out to each side. And that kind of gives it more of a round dimension. And so then I'm going to fill in all this on the sides. The goal is to not use or not let any of the styrofoam show. And so one thing that I'll use once I get it all put together is this crinkle cut paper. I've got red and I've got white, and I use the red mainly. But I'll use the crinkle cut paper to fill in between all the spaces where the white styrofoam might show. All right, I'm going to begin with covering up. Let me pull the camera down. Covering up this that's on the bottle, and I'm going to put it with the candy heart to the side. You could use it with where it's got the 2 in front, but I'm going to use that side, and I've got it sitting down. So I just put some hot glue. Hold it in place to make sure that it adheres good. Let's take, I think I'm going to go with a Skittle. And again, this is the front, so I've done that exactly backwards. I need to move this over to this side. And see, that's the beauty of the styrofoam too. You can twist it around, re-stick it, no problem. I think I had it right to begin with. Okay. All right, let me move that out of the way. And I'm just going to take and I'm going to glue to the front, right up here, kind of close to where I inserted. All right, so I've got that. All right, I'm gonna take now an M&M, and I'm gonna use the side that has the name. On the opposite side, it's got the M&M with the to and from. So I'm gonna go to the opposite side of where I worked with the Skittles and do the exact same thing. I'm gonna hot glue it. So that it adheres good. And see, that kind of makes it stick out some. So I'm looking to form that bouquet look. Now, you see up here, you can see some of the white of the styrofoam. That's where the little pieces of the curly paper, crinkle cut paper, that's where I'll fill that in to hide it. All right, now let's put the rest in. It's just a matter of just filling in, covering up. On the little candy bars, I take and I pull back this little wrapper part. I'm not unwrapping it, but that part, and I'll use this to glue to the ball itself. All right, I'll put it right under here. And just hold it again until you think that it's adhered. I think this, I'm gonna stand up, glue it to where it'll stand up. Some other ideas of little Valentine treats that I've made before. The little Huggy, no, it's not little Huggy, it's the little Hug barrel drinks. Take that and some of the Hershey Kisses, put that together. And then I had cards made that said, here's a hug and a kiss. I thought that was really cute. And another that comes to mind, we did this at my niece's wedding reception. We took a clear spoon, and I think there were 3 of the Hershey Kisses that fit inside the spoon, and we took tulle and wrapped up this spoon part, not the handle, but the spoon part with the kisses in it. And then we had cards made that said, a spoonful of kisses from the Mr. and Mrs. And that was one of their little favors that the guests could take home with them. That was really cute. Another idea, and I've seen this on Pinterest, is your extra special, the extra gum, chewing gum. Okay, so just continue around, hot gluing. Let me work on this one. I said I was going to get it to stand up. I'm going to put the Hershey bar right in, not Hershey, Snicker bar. I'm going to put the yeah, it is a Snicker bar right here. and see if I can get it to stand up. I might have to put something behind it so it can kind of rest on it. I'm going to use the little flap, and I'll just glue there. Another part of the finished bouquet, typical card holder that you get. I ordered these, and you know, you get a good many of them, so I've had these for a pretty good while. But I don't need the full width or the full length of it, so I break it off right here above, because this will stick down into the styrofoam a lot easier. Okay, you can see that the Snicker bar is standing, but to help it make sure that it stays, I'm gonna take one of the little creams and stick it to the side, and maybe one of the Starlight Mints, and put it back here, kind of brace it. Glue right here on the side, and I'm gonna put this, and that'll kind of give the candy bar something to hold on to. Hang this with the heart side, and I'm gonna cover up this part. The other side over here, and I think I'll work with it down like this, and I'm gonna work with it behind that ribbon, but I still am going to put some glue. Okay, that's where we are to this point, and then I've got these candies left. So I think I'll put one right in here on that lid. Just remember now, you can put any kind of candy you want on here. That's dependent on how much you want to spend. Okay, let's put a Tootsie Roll up here. And I do try, when I'm working with this, I do try to keep the names in the right position. One more Tootsie Roll. I'm gonna put it right where, cover up that right in there. Right now I've got the rest of the peppermints and the Hershey Kisses. I put a Hershey Kiss on the top of the Snicker bar. Stick it on the tail end. Adding the little pieces of Hershey's Kisses. What I'm doing is the hot glue is stringy. I'm adding the Starlight Mints, peppermint, and I'm gonna kind of cascade down. All right, last piece of candy. See, what I did was I just kind of came down. All right, that is all of the candy. And again, as I said earlier, working with more of like the stick, the lollipop, you know, will give it a little bit more fullness. Like I'd love to have right in here. Matter of fact, I think I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I can always buy some more. A fan shape. But we're not through, so let's move to, I guess this would be step 3, and the finishing part of the bouquet. Okay, so to kind of finish it up, and again, to give it a little bit more pizzazz, like filler, I think I've done a pretty good job with hiding most of the styrofoam. There's some in the back here. So what I'm gonna do is take the crinkle cut paper and just kind of stuff it in there. Put a little bit of glue. Doesn't take a lot of glue for this. And just kind of wedge it in. So, got that hanging around. So, this could be your final product. Ready to give to that little grandchild or to your husband, your wife, friend, you know, whatever. But I go a little bit further, and, you know, I have this because I used to make these and sell when we had our little grocery store. So, you know, I was telling you earlier about some of the other ideas that you could do. Well, this is what we did at the store. You know, I mentioned the extra chewing gum. Your extra special, and I had these printed up, so I guess I probably could have made them on my Cricut, but just in a mass production thing, I went to Office. So that was an idea. And you know, I mentioned the little hug and a kiss. I don't have a card left from that. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. Here it is. There we go. I really like this card. A little hug and kisses. And that's where the little barrel drink, different flavors, and, you know, with the little tool, I think there were 3, maybe 5 of the Hershey Kisses, and tied around the neck of the little hug. That was cute. And let's see, the Yoo-Hoo chocolate drink. Yoo-Hoo, I got a thing for you. Take the little Yoo-Hoo box, little drink box, and tie this around it. I tied it up like it was a little present. So that was cute. And, you know, these little things were affordable, so it was a big hit. And then there was another one, I Got a Crush on You. We put this on the orange crush. Seems like they might have had a grape crush too. I don't know if you can tell though, but the ink on this is orange, and the little dots going around are in green because that was the color of the orange crush. So, you know, that was some of the ideas. But what I do for my grandkids is I take a blank card, and I've got a Valentine heart stamp and red ink. And I hope that I've got enough ink left over. And I put this in the corner, press down, and let's hope there's enough. Okay, it's a little, but then, you know, that's all right too. It's kind of a vintage look. Let me show you. And so what I do is I take and I insert the card, and I want to do it so that it's got a little bit of a bow to it when you, the way you put it in the holder. Got a little bit of a bow so that it stands out. When I deliver these to the school, you have to have school homeroom teacher name, of course the recipient name, the school name, all that kind of stuff you have to have on it. So I'll put that on the back, and then Ella or Everly's name on the front from us. And I stick it in here. And that's the bouquet part, but I want to do one more thing. I found these little heart-shaped, it's like, it's not felt, but it's, I don't know what it is, but they're pretty. It's glitter in red and in pink and in different sizes. So I just want to sprinkle these around. I usually put about 3 of them. I've got, you know, some more writing on the bottle right here, so I think I'll put one there to kind of mask it. Let's put one on this side where there's writing, and right in there. And let's take a small one. And put it on the front there. I think that's it. So I have a Valentine candy bouquet for one of my grandchildren. I've got 6, so I've got 5 more to do. Let me end by saying, if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. Tell your friends about the channel. Give us a like, and remember to hit the notifications button, the notifications bell, so that you'll know when videos are ready for viewing. We are planning on leaving tomorrow, headed back home. So I don't know that this video is going to come out until maybe a little bit closer to February. I guess that wraps it up then. Once again, thank you for watching. My name is Elaine, and I'm an RV wife. Goodbye, and happy Valentine's.